Brothers and sisters, welcome back to the channel. Today's story is not just about cars, not just about a company, and not just about a mistake. It's about one of the biggest corporate lies in modern history. A lie so sophisticated, so deeply engineered, that it fooled governments, scientists, and millions of customers around the world. I'm talking about the Volkswagen Dieselgate Scandal, the engineering masterpiece that turned into the engineering betrayal of the century. Let's go back a little. It's the early 2000s. The world is turning toward clean energy, greener vehicles, and lower emissions. Diesel cars were already popular in Europe because they offered great mileage. But in the US, diesel had a bad reputation. People thought diesel engines were loud, dirty, and harmful to the environment. And Volkswagen wanted to change that. They wanted to convince Americans that diesel was not only powerful and efficient, but also clean. Their slogan said it all: clean diesel. And people believed it. Volkswagen wanted to dominate the US market. But there was a big problem. They couldn't meet the strict emission standards set by the Environmental Protection Agency, especially for nitrogen oxides, or NOx, which are harmful pollutants that cause smog, asthma, and serious health issues. A truly clean diesel engine was extremely difficult to engineer. They had two options: invest heavily to create new technology, or take a shortcut. And they chose the shortcut, the one that led to one of the biggest scandals ever. Inside Volkswagen's engineering teams, a secret plan was made. They created what is now known as the defeat device. But this wasn't something you could hold in your hand. It wasn't a physical part. It was software, invisible, smart, and deceptive. It was designed to recognize when the car was undergoing an emissions test. It could read the steering wheel position, the speed, the engine load, even the pattern of how the car was being driven. If the software detected that the car was being tested in a laboratory, it activated a special mode. In this mode, the engine became clean. Emissions reduced, NOx levels dropped. Everything looked perfect. But when the same car was driven on the road, the software quietly turned off the clean mode. Suddenly, the engine released up to 40 times more NOx emissions than the legal limit. The car became powerful again, more fuel efficient, and more responsive, but extremely polluting. Millions of people drove these cars trusting that they were driving an environmentally friendly vehicle. In reality, they were driving something far more harmful. For years, this lie remained completely hidden. Volkswagen sold nearly 11 million cheating diesel cars worldwide. Their sales skyrocketed. Their reputation grew stronger. They even won awards for being eco-friendly. That's the level of deception we're talking about. A lie so perfect that even experts couldn't detect it. Until a small research team at West Virginia University started conducting real-world emissions tests. They found that Volkswagen cars were producing shockingly high pollution levels on American roads. At first, people thought it was a mistake, maybe a faulty sensor, maybe a calibration issue. But further tests confirmed the truth. Something was very wrong. The findings were reported to the California Air Resources Board and the EPA. They confronted Volkswagen. And at first, VW denied everything. They blamed technical issues, they blamed misunderstandings, they blamed anything but themselves. But the regulators kept pushing. And finally, in 2015, Volkswagen admitted the truth. They had intentionally programmed their diesel vehicles to cheat on emissions tests. The world was stunned. People who bought these cars felt betrayed. Governments were furious. Scientists were shocked at the scale of the fraud. Volkswagen's stock price collapsed almost overnight, losing billions of dollars. Their CEO resigned within days. Multiple executives were charged. Some were arrested. The company faced over $30 billion in fines, damages, and lawsuits. It became one of the costliest corporate scandals in history. But the biggest question remains: why did they do it? The core reason is simple: pressure. Pressure to beat competitors. Pressure to grow in the US market. Pressure to meet environmental standards without spending too much money. Pressure to present themselves as a clean, responsible company. When engineers realized they couldn't meet the emission standards naturally, someone made a choice to cheat. And once that choice was made, it spread like a virus inside the company. People who disagreed stayed silent. People who participated justified it. And slowly, the lie became part of the system. The Volkswagen Dieselgate scandal is not just about cars. It's about ethics. It's about the dark side of engineering, where intelligence, creativity, and innovation get misused for profit. It shows how a few lines of code can deceive the entire world. It shows how a company can build a reputation on manipulation. And it reminds us that no matter how advanced technology becomes, without honesty and accountability, it can be turned into a weapon. Today, Volkswagen is still recovering. They're now heavily invested in electric vehicles and trying to rebuild their image. But the shadow of Dieselgate still follows them. Millions of people will always remember that the company that claimed to make clean diesel was actually polluting the environment far more than anyone imagined. As we end today's video, remember this: innovation is powerful, but trust is priceless. When trust is broken on such a massive scale, rebuilding it takes years, sometimes decades. Dieselgate will forever remain a lesson in how not to use engineering. If you found this story eye-opening, make sure to like the video, share it with your friends, and tell me in the comments which other technological scandals or corporate frauds you want me to cover next. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.